I'm John Rubbo. For nearly 7 years, I worked at City Hall dealing with residents' concerns. I've seen what's right with city government, but more importantly, I've seen what's wrong. We need to get rid of wasteful government spending and to stop taxing people out of their homes. I'll be an honest and strong voice for you. And with your support and my energy and passion, we can finally bring real change to Yonkers.
In another one, Mr. Rubbo lied to me, and I don't vote for a person that lied to me. Thank you very much.
Let's get it popping.
Good evening, folks. I am Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Tonight, I'm going to talk about mass evictions at the Waterfront, Wilson Kimball for mayor, and self-hate. Good evening, folks. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm Freddie Vasquez. Basement Politics Unfiltered. Tonight I want to talk about the mass evictions at the Waterfront. Also, Wilson Kimball, head of Municipal Housing Authority here in the city of Yonkers, running for mayor. And also self-hate. Which one of our elected officials is displaying a little bit of self-hate, right? Well, currently the nation, right, city, state, county is facing a housing crisis, affordable housing crisis, right? However, like many other cities, again, I mentioned this, Yonkers is going through a luxury rental boom. Lots of luxury rentals going up, very few affordable housing going up, right? But there's a need of the housing to the point it's becoming a nationwide crisis. Then why so many luxury rentals going up? Who are the people renting the apartments by the river or along the river? Apartments like the Apex. According to sources, stacks of eviction notices were being delivered by mailmen to tenants who live in the Apex. I mean, to the point where the mailman felt bad. There was so many eviction notices. Why? Why are so many people being evicted all at once? Why is there what I would call a mass eviction going on over there at the Waterfront? Recently, it was also announced that the rents at the Apex and other apartment developments there would be going up by as much as 20%, forcing those who have not been evicted or received an eviction letter to begin looking for a new place to live anyway, right? So could this mass evictions have anything to do with the recent announced rent hikes? Well, maybe so, but people probably haven't been paying their rent for a while. And what I'm hearing is that many of the individuals that are being evicted are those who receive Section 8 vouchers. From sources, I was hearing that the apartments were recruiting people from the Bronx who had Section 8 vouchers, and then now they're evicting them. I was told by several sources, again, that many of the apartments down by the river had tenants who were receiving Section 8 and that had come from the Bronx. It was even said that they were soliciting the tenants from the Bronx who were on Section 8. So are these the individuals, again, that are being evicted? Well, I cannot confirm that tenants with Section 8 were being solicited to move into these developments. I can confirm that the stacks of eviction notices are very real. So what does that mean? For all those individuals who have or will receive an eviction notice, where will they go? Definitely not along the river. What's unfortunate is that games are being played on the people. Big promises. A lot of what's going on was promised to the city residents, the people of Yonkers for years and years. But are they being let down? Are these big promises are leading to big letdowns? Many people feel like they've been lied to. They believe that they bought into a dream that was not for them. Wasn't for them. Wasn't for the people. The majority of people, the average people here in the city of Yonkers. Sure, you have affordable housing slowly being built, but it's obvious they were not, they want to contain them to a certain area, and they do not want those who are in need of affordable housing really occupying the developments by the water. It's just a fact. It's a fact. They evicted them now, right? They just needed to maintain some cash flow while they, get through these rest of the developments and more people start to move in from outside of Yonkers, right? So where have they been built? I know they recently built one up on top of Nodine Hill, affordable housing development there. Also, Ashburton, there was affordable housing built there, the old school, and they renovated or redid all of Cottage Gardens, the projects that were there on Warburton and on North Broadway. And then recently, they just finished the one on School Street, home of the brave. It was by St. Joseph, affordable housing. And they have, I think it's like 30-some units versus the Extel that they're going to start developing, that they broke ground. Remember I showed you where the majority leader was wearing her famous shorts? That's going to be 1,400 units of luxury apartments. So are they building enough affordable housing? And now that many people are receiving these eviction notices down by the river, where they will go? Where will they go? According to a website online that discusses affordable housing nationally, Yonkers has 4,127 income-based apartments. There are 2,259 rent-subsidized apartments that do not provide direct rental assistance, but remain affordable to low-income households. Well, that's not true anymore. This information is not up to date. They have added more, obviously, affordable housing and low-income apartments, but they've also increased rents. So are they affordable still? Municipal Housing Authority. Let's talk about Macy. Is that how they say it? Municipal Housing Authority for the city of Yonkers is a this is how explained to me by the city council president and others. It's a quasi-governmental agency headed by mayoral hopeful and infamous mistress Wilson Kimball. Basement Politics hears that Miss Wilson Kimball, wife of Yonkers Industrial Development Agency president and infamous former head of Battery Park Authority, James Kavanaugh, has been meeting with Yonkers Democrat Committee Chair Tom Meyer. That's right. The head of municipal housing here in the city of Yonkers has been meeting with the head of the Democratic Committee here in the city of Yonkers, who also heads DPW. I don't think she's looking for a job at DPW, but she is looking to run for mayor. And is she asking Mr. Tom Meyer for his endorsement? This is facts. Facts. Why are these two crooked individuals, in my opinion? What are they discussing? Wilson Kimball is also shopping around, I hear, looking for the right campaign strategist company. Why would she be doing that? Maybe are the rumors right? She's going to be running for mayor? Man, she's looking for a campaign management firm. What? No precision strategies, Kimball? No precision strategies for you? I guess they will have their hands tied with Nader Sayegh. What about Red Horse, Wilson? Huh? No Red Horse? Since they double-crossed Mike Cater, according to sources, and in my opinion, right, based on the advice that they gave Mike Cater, we hear, they told him not to respond to the allegations, which, in my opinion, was the wrong thing to do. But according to sources, Red Horse advised him not to respond to the allegations, not to speak on it, just to stay quiet. And that made him look guilty, right? He wasn't guilty, but that's what he was advised to do. So will Wilson Kimball decide on Red Horse, Precision Strategies, company run by Zahi and Frankie Jarris, currently managing the campaign of Ada Medina, Judge Ada Medina, as well as Nader Sayegh, Assemblyman, right? So who will she hire, or will it be a completely new team or company? I've learned a lot in the past year or less, a little less than a year that I've been doing this podcast. Besides, you won't need much advice, Wilson. You don't need to hire anybody. You won't need much advice. I'm just going to tell you what you should do. Just stay out of the race. Stay out of the race, because I believe in my heart of hearts that the mayor is going to run again. He's going to run again. Spano is going for number 4. How? How so? By doing away with term limits. They're not going to add an additional term. They're going to say, let's go for a full term. Let's extend the terms. They're going to do away with them completely, like Portchester. There's no term limits in Portchester right here. And so that's the plan. So Wilson, there's no need for you to enter the race. So Wilson, save the time, save the money, spend the summer in your Rhode Island mansion. Besides, I don't think people will vote for you. Too many say you're mean, right? And you stole another woman's husband. Why would anyone want to steal? At least women. Why would any woman want to vote for you? You blatantly stole another woman's husband, right? And it made the news. So it wasn't even low. It wasn't even low, right? Steal another woman's husband, and it makes the freaking news. Could you believe it? You should just stay behind the scenes, right? Take a seat, sit down, stay behind the scenes like you were during the city council president's race, right? That suits you much better. Trust me, I know. Hey, Zahi, how you doing, buddy? Right? How's it going with you? You know, if I wasn't an independent mind, Zahi, I would be talking about you every podcast. That's right. Every podcast I would speak on you, Mr. ABC, but I have an independent mind, right? I have. And I was being told what to, by certain groups to speak about certain individual, Mr. ABC, but I don't want to make every episode about ABC. And that should show you that there's no one behind me, not the individuals that you think are behind me and many others think are behind me. By the way, I saw Nick Zahi, Nick, at your car wash. Did you hook him up? Did you give him a little deal, discount free car wash for the emotional stress you caused the man? Talking about his mom, the man's mom, in front of ward and district leaders at a Yonkers Democratic Committee meeting. Hope you made him feel better by giving him a free car wash, because he did say that is the best place to get your car washed. So he's advertising for you after you freaking caused so much stress in the man's life emotionally, speaking about his mom and harassing his brother, right? It's messed up, man. It's messed up. That is messed up. That's cold-blooded, Zahi, but not as cold-blooded as that guy you sent to my office looking for a job, all right? Don't let that happen again, Zahi. I'm letting you know now. Don't let it happen again, all right? Or someone's going to go to your car wash, and they're going to go with a dump truck and drive right through that automatic washing machine of yours with a dump truck, if that ever happens again, all right? Don't play with me, Zahi. I got him on video, and I want to know one thing, Zahi. Why did he go on his phone, attempt to call somebody and say Z? Do you know the guy? That was interesting. That's what I heard him say before I had to physically remove that guy. Zahi Jeris is the owner of Precision Strategies. Currently, he is behind a couple campaigns. They're going to be the campaign for Judge Ada Medina, who's our opponent. Anybody know who her opponent is? And then he's also going to be running Nader Sage's campaign against Mike Green. And that one, I know he's concerned because there's actually an opponent, Mike Green, and he has both Republican and the Conservative Party line. So that is starting to worry Mr. Zahi Jeris. He may be losing his juice. All right. Anyway, Zahi, I just wanted to shout you out because I haven't mentioned you in a while, and I just letting you know. If I were influenced by other people, every podcast would be about you. All right. But I say what I say about you and I move on. All right. Anyway, moving on. Individuals in the city here, obviously I hear that my podcast on the majority leader, Tasha Diaz, really had her upset. Hey, listen, you do it. I just talk about it, so they don't like what I'm saying. They're trying to shut this podcast down, trying to shut me down. What I was mentioning there about Zahi Jeris. Yeah, he sent somebody to my office. He did, and things like that, incidents like that, as well as the fact that they're having now articles or posts about me on the Yonkers Newswire, and they're telling people around Yonkers to not associate with me. They're trying to blackball me. They're really trying to blackball me. But what that says to me is that obviously what I'm saying is striking a nerve. It must be true. But I'm not going to stop. I'm going to tell the people of the city of Yonkers what's truly going on here. And I want to talk about the corruption. You know, I found a website, a very interesting website that spoke about Mount Vernon corruption. But it just so happened to have some of our elected officials that we see here in the city of Yonkers, like Jose Alvarado, and a couple judges. And I wanted to talk about the judges because it's, you know, I was told in the beginning when I started doing basement politics that judges are to remain impartial. You know, they don't pick sides and, you know, they're not political, blah, 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 blah. But I've learned that that is not true at all. That is not true at all. And any judge that would utilize the services of Zehi Juris, unfortunately, to me, is compromised. It's absolutely compromised. Absolutely compromised. Right. So I want to read something that I found here. I thought it was very, very interesting. Family court judge continues to and this is from 2010. However, the individuals are still operating within our government here. And what's happening here and what's being said here is not just limited to these individuals. This shows how corruption operates here in the city of Yonkers. It just shows, and I'll kind of tell you. Mount Vernon has been Mount Vernon exposed, and the gentleman that did this Mount Vernon exposed, I actually know him. It's funny. We're actually in the same industry, and so I thought it was interesting that another person in my industry is doing this in Mount Vernon, but he stopped. And I noticed that he has been getting a lot of support from city officials and getting business that way. So I guess he made a deal. You made a deal? I guess you made a deal. Anyway, Mount Vernon Exposed has been a driving force when it comes to exposing corruption in the Westchester County court system. Mount Vernon Exposed has revealed a major pay-to-play operation that is taking place within the Democratic Party in Westchester County. Now, you think that stopped? Do you think that's not happening anymore? From allegations of Democratic Party Chairman Reggie Lafayette. Now, someone said to me, hey, Freddie, the guy dead. The guy died. Don't talk. I mean, you know, my condolences to the family, you know, but I mean, it's still a fact. There's the facts are the facts. You know, people don't become good after they pass away. I'm just saying, you know, God's going to judge people. Are they going to make it through the pearly gates or what? Anyway, Party Chairman Reggie Lafayette attempting to extort candidates for judicial office to judicial candidates offering sex for endorsement of the Democratic Party. See what I'm saying? Mount Vernon Exposed has been there to report. Judge Horowitz was also schmoozing with Westchester County legislator Jose Alvarado, which Jose, my man, you got a good voice, but you are a county legislator. All right, you're not on American Idol. I get it. I know. When the modelos kick in, you just turn into Hector Lavoe, right? Is that what it is? Watch it, because I've had people coming up to me saying, you know what I mean? Just be careful. I mean, got that face. Anyway, Judge Horowitz also schmoozing with county legislator Jose Alvarado. Jose Alvarado's attorney, Wilson Soto, who I met once, was arrested earlier this year and prosecuted by Janet DeFiore's Office for Election Fraud. So, to the gentleman that does not believe that election fraud occurs, it's right here. An attorney actually was convicted of this, right? Wilson Soto was charged with falsifying election documents and voting in a district in which he does not reside. Even more disturbing that a sitting family court judge and a sitting district attorney would pose for a picture with Jose Alvarado. See, again, these are judges that are posing with individuals who are tied to some form of corruption, elected officials. Why are they hobnobbing with different elected officials going to fundraising events? I see this all the time. I see judges all the time at these political events, all the time. Hobnobbing, schmoozing, and doing all this stuff, right? I don't think it's okay. I don't think it's okay at all. It is because of arrogance that's being displayed by Judge Horowitz and Janet DeFiore that many voters no longer have faith in the justice system. And it's the corruption here in the city of Yonkers that people no longer have faith in our political system. So they don't come out to vote. right? 20,000 people in a city that has 200,000 people or more now. You know, that's crazy. Dear Mount Vernon exposed. Now I want to read this. This is from a New Rochelle district leader. Again, this is from 2018 on 2010, I believe, or 18. I have to look, but it's not the point. The point is what's happening here, right? Still occurs, and so I want to use this to kind of break down how politics operates here in the city of Yonkers as well, Westchester County. And this is from as he signed off, honest New Rochelle district leader. I've been following your site for some time now, and I admire your courage for exposing these corrupt politicians throughout Westchester County. Can you make a New Rochelle exposed? There is very bad corruption here, and I'm a district leader from New Rochelle who is reluctant to give my name because I know how vicious and wicked these politicians are. And it's a fact, because I know people that have been targeted. I've been targeted, but I'm just a different animal. They targeted the wrong person, because I take it any which way. We could go to court, I could do a podcast, or we could take it to the street. Any which way. I'm prepared. But I'm going to do this podcast. Then the next step would be the court. And then hopefully never the street. But if they leave me with nothing else, that's where it'll go. The chairman of my party, Arnie Klugman, is a bad racist man. Arnie works at the board. Mind you, this is a white individual who's writing this. Arnie works at the Board of Elections in White Plains. Again, more corruptions are tied to the Board of Elections in White Plains. So in order to root out corruption, we have to target all these places, not just these individuals, but also the Board of Elections, the Yonkers Democratic Committee, the Westchester Democratic Committee, as just full of corruption. And I don't know why there isn't some young up-and-coming DA out there that isn't coming out here, but I guess they probably, keep him from doing that or her from doing that, because they will make the name for themselves out here, a huge name for themselves, right? So I overheard Arnie telling another party leader here in New Rochelle about how he took some petitions away from candidates. You see this? They challenged, Mike Breen recently had his petitions challenged for the Conservative Party by Zahi Jerris. This is what they do. John Rubbo, remember, he used Harris Beach and spent all that money fighting Carlos Burgos because he was truly scared, trying to get him off the ballot. I mean, really? That's how they operate here, right? As a result, the candidate did not get on the ballot. And I'm sure that's happened many times to many people. Arnie specifically said that these were Independence Party petitions. Arnie's job at the Board of Elections is voting machine technician. Arnie is known here in New Rochelle as the fixer. This affects all of us because this is Westchester County Board of Elections. I know we're talking about New Rochelle here. This is the New Rochelle district leader, but this should concern all of us. And do you think this is stopped? Arnie specifically said that Arnie's job at the Board of Elections Arnie is known here as a fixer. He jams the voting machines in some districts so you are unable to vote for the candidate you like. Also, Arnie and Reggie sneak petitions into the Board of Elections after their filing deadline, so there can be no one can object to their petitions. Now, remember, folks, with the 18 ballots that were mysteriously found in the basement of the Board of Elections in a duffel bag by the sister of Zahi Jerris, 18 ballots that put Nick Spano over to beat out Andrew Stewart Cousin in 2004. You see this? This is what I'm saying. This is corruption. Those people are corrupt up there in the Westchester County Board of Elections. And I'm telling you guys this, and I know you guys know who I am because when I went up there, they were all looking at me. You guys are corrupt up there. A lot of you guys are corrupt. Bottom line. You're corrupt, and you will meet your maker, and he will say something about this. There is also another site that I have been reading about judges that were endorsed by the Westchester Democrats. Judge Nilda Horowitz came to our meeting and was very rude and cold, like Elena Goldberg. Very rude. I don't care. You're very rude. You're rude to me, right? Very rude, very uppity. And she very uppity, very rude. I don't care about your damn pictures. I personally do not like her, and I would not have voted for her. I wanted to vote for a black man. This is a white person. Can't remember his name. That is already a family court judge, but Arnie told a few of us privately that we can't support him because he did not pay his dues to the party. Folks, I mean, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. I've mentioned this on my podcast. Paying dues means waiting in line. That is, and we're talking about judges here. That's exactly what happened in the Judge Ada Medina situation. Judge Ada Medina. You know what happened, right? You know what happened. Someone wanted to challenge you in the primaries, and they went through hell because of it. So you have no one challenging you now. You know that? That's the guy that you hired, the company you hired. That's what they do. That's what they do. And you're a judge. You're a judge. You're a judge. Supposed to have more, be more ethical than that. All right. More legal than that. Right. So, that just goes to show you have to pay your dues. Did she not pay? She didn't pay her dues. And that's also what upset people, because she just came out of nowhere. She wasn't even on the list. But because this individual, Nick, wanted to run, and he was probably going to have a good chance at beating the a gentleman that they wanted to initially put in. I forgot his name. The family got mad because they told him, and then they just took it from him. And then they got Ada Medina because she's connected to the Jordanian community, and she had a relationship with Zahi Jerris through her pops. Right. And then he was going around collecting money from the Jordanian community. And some of the people were like, why is he collecting money? Her pops. I mean, this is unreal. Like, this is crazy. This is just crazy. So again, another, piece of evidence that suggests that line and paying your dues is very real. It's not about just, people who want to run for office, getting on a ballot and, campaigning. It's not how it works here. It's not how it works here. I went through a divorce 2 years ago, and I had a nasty custody fight with my husband. I had to appear in front of this Judge Nilda person. She was horrible. Her court never started on time, and it appears she didn't know what she was doing. I heard she sleeps around a lot and has been involved with Reggie Lafayette. I heard she is addicted to cocaine. Again, something that I've mentioned here on my podcast. Many individuals, elected officials, are addicted to cocaine. It's a freaking fact. Go give them drug tests. Who wants to bet me? Who want to bet me? I'll put money on it. Go give some of our city council members drug tests right now. I guarantee you they'll get cocaine will come up. Guarantee you. Guarantee. And listen, that's not my business. Except for when you make it my business, when you're on it, while you're supposed to be working, while you're acting as an elected official, in the capacity of an elected official. If you don't know what it's like when someone has sniffed a line or two, you won't notice it. And it's not allergies. Okay? They constantly doing this. Pay attention. Pay attention. It's very obvious. And I've heard the stories. I know who's the one that started the individual, that got the individual addicted. I know it. It's all broken down. So here, again, another individual is addicted to cocaine. It's an issue here within our elected officials, and they should all get drug tested. Can you verify? You can verify this with a drug test, it says here. Another bad judge is Kathy Davidson. She has also slept with Reggie and a lot of other people. My girlfriend lives across the street from her, and she told me that the mayor of Mount Vernon comes over to her house at all hours of the night. She told me that she often spends the night and gets picked up in the morning by a bodyguard. I hear that happens around here too. Also, please check Reggie's account, Chairman Circle. He got $20,000 from Capelli. Capelli is a developer for setting up the meeting with Tim Iadoni to build Trump and other buildings. But there is much more money. The city council members got money for voting on this. Again, this is why I'm reading this. Because it's not just coming from my mouth, just not from my sources, just not from what I see. It's coming from other individuals and other cities here in Westchester County. It's the same thing. City council member being paid. And hey, remember Sandy Anabi? She was convicted of it, along with Zahi Jerris. There's no second chances in politics. If you have corrupted once, you're going to corrupt again. We can't take that chance in politics. I'm sorry. We have to make that rule for politics. It just has to be that way. Otherwise, we will never be able to trust these individuals. Like, we're going to always think they're going to be doing something, unfortunately. Don't do nothing corrupt. That's it. So you don't think that's what happened with the city council last year, majority leader? You don't think she took money or some other bribe or form of payment in order to switch her vote on the housing ordinance? That's 1,000%. How do you think she became majority leader and other things? 1,000%. That's 1,000%. All right, just because you don't want to believe it doesn't make it not real. So again, more city council members taking money. Tim Idoni got a lot of money, and so did Andy Spano, all delivered by Reggie and some Italian man. Reggie got paid a lot of cash by Capelli for the buildings in White Plains too. Look into this. That's how Reggie makes his money, by introducing developers, by setting up meetings with mayor and city council members in Westchester. Folks, you know, so we have to vote these individuals out so we can stop this. Arnie said Reggie has a house in the South. I hear a lot of individuals here in the city of Yonkers have homes in Florida. I know for a fact. Wilson Kimball, Mr. Kavanaugh have a home in Rhode Island, among other properties. Many of them bought up a lot of the properties here in Yonkers before the market started to, or before these developments started to go up, because they knew these developers would be coming in to buy those properties in order to develop them. So they went ahead and bought them up first. It's a fact. That's what they do. They make money by setting up meetings with developers and stuff. And it's happening here too. 1,000%. It's happening here too. 1,000%. Arnie said Reggie has a house in the South that's very, very big. Arnie doesn't like Reggie. He said Reggie is a pimp and should be in jail. Arnie told us that he wrote a letter to the FBI years ago asking him to investigate Reggie. Arnie said that Reggie won't be county leader after this year because he's going to jail, which he never did. Arnie also talks about Reggie's girlfriend and says she's sleazy and also alcoholic. I've heard Arnie call her a cokehead. Many cokeheads here said Reggie's on cocaine too. I wouldn't doubt it. Arnie's mad that he has a high-paying job and was promoted really, really fast because she slept with Judge Herbert. That's why Reggie supported him. Arnie also said that there are too many black judges on the bench. Yeah? Well, according to the Yonkers NAACP, the Westchester County DA does not have enough African Americans. And according to Mimi Roca, they just could not find enough who were qualified. Yeah. Yeah, interesting, right? Not enough. I'm Irish, and though Herbert and the other black man, Judge Bill, I think his name is, are really nice people. I hope you understand why I can't reveal myself to you. Arnie also doesn't like Ken Jenkins. He said Ken Jenkins thinks he has power because he is a Yonkers leader. Arnie said Ken Jenkins took money from the Ridge Hill deal and should be in jail with the rest of them. Well, he definitely likes to be involved in the developments going up. Ken Jenkins was also at the groundbreaking for Extel developments, the ones that will be bringing 7-story buildings for a total of 1,400 units, for a total of 14 affordable units in those. Yeah, that's right. So I wanted to read that because it's just more supporting information about what I've been saying, what other people say. It happens here. And again, my condolences to the family of Reggie Lafayette. Listen, my sympathy goes away for people when they do evil things. It just does. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm the mean person and these are the nice people, right? Anyway, so I want to move on, but I just wanted to read that. I thought that was very important. It just, again, backs and supports a lot of the information I've said and mentioned about people here in the city of Yonkers. Again, these are other individuals, other elected officials, the same behavior, and they are in cahoots. All of them in cahoots. All of them are in cahoots, right? Anyway, moving on. So, yeah, I may mention, I want to talk about the Hispanic. I talk about the Hispanic community. I may mention, the Hispanic voting power that we have, and that how we can leverage that, but I don't want people to think that I'm trying to be divisive or say it's all about the Hispanic. No, I'm all about all people here in the city of Yonkers, all colors. I just think it's very important to identify that and, make mention of that because, the Hispanic community, especially, has, often, they don't like to, a lot of them when they come in, they don't like to ruffle feathers. They don't like to, make noise. And so sometimes they just kind of take things and, don't say nothing. They kind of that way. But, we have to start speaking out more. We have to start, being more of a voice here and just to stand up for the things that the Hispanic community needs, but it's not to say that, I'm only for that community or I'm for everyone here in the city of Yonkers, and we need to have unity. But I do want to mention that because Yonkers is 43% or more Hispanic currently, yet our government does not reflect that. But then again, our elected officials don't reflect any of us here in the city of Yonkers. They reflect the developers. That's who they reflect. I mean, you would think they are from a race of developers, right? Voted in by developers, right? Offering to buy various properties along Ravine. I'm sorry. I think I saw Rubbo wearing a yarmulke walking around Woburn offering to buy various properties along Ravine and Woolworth. Not quite sure if it was him or not. I'm still trying to verify that. But anyway, will Rubbo enter the race for mayor? Or will he remain a councilman or wait for city council president and run for that? Because he knows that the mayor is going to go for to do away with terms. They're going to do all that. So the mayor's going to run again. He's not going to challenge the mayor. So any news about him being mayor is nonsense. I mean, look, he's killing his own self. He's killing his own self. If he ever wished to be mayor, he just blew it for himself anyway. He did. So, there was a time when John Rubbo was the guy for sure. He was the golden boy, beautiful family, always smiling and always wore that presidential blue suit. However, in life, things change. Things change in an instant. Like 1 minute, Infamil is plentiful, and the next minute, moms with newborns are driving to Canada and back just to get some gentle ease, getting it twice. High gas and shortage of formula, right? So Rubbo has seen his chances of becoming mayor dwindle more and more each time he opens his mouth. I mean, what kind of a person will call a constituent of his in front of other constituent of his and live on the Yonkers Voice, where he has a reach of 500,000 people, 300,000 more than people live here in the city of Yonkers. And so why would John Rubbo call a constituent a scammer in front of all those people? So not only did John, not only did Yonkers witness John call Carolyn Elizabeth Marie a scammer, so did 300 people who live outside of Yonkers. Now you can't be mayor anywhere you go, John. No one's going to vote for you, right? That was a bonehead move, John. I know you weren't thinking. Just talking, but the elderly will forget. The elderly will not let you forget. Those wonderful ladies had a memory better than mine and did not let John get away with anything, not even calling Carolyn, right, who fought hard for them, a scammer. No, they didn't let him get away with that. They responded immediately, and one elderly woman even said Carolyn has been the only person to do anything for them since day one, right? Yet you called her a scammer, John, and knowing that you want to be mayor. That's why you're not getting the official blessing from the Don. That's why he has to run again, because he has no one worthy. He knows Wilson Kimball has no chance at all. She's not votable. Just look at her. You want to vote her to get up out of here is what you want to do. And so, John, that's why they sent me that information on a perfect solution, because you're done. They don't want you no more. And they know that even though if they don't give you the support, you're still going to run anyway, because you want it. It's yours. It's yours. It's mine. I've waited. I know some other things, but I'm not going to mention it. I'm going to hold on to it for now, right? One, if it doesn't serve my purpose, it doesn't serve my purpose now anyway. And two, out of respect for someone else that I'm cool with. You understand? Majority, cool whip. Anyway, moving on to Nader and Breen. Mike Breen, how you doing, brother? Or grandfather, how you doing? What does Mike Breen do exactly? Right? The best thing he can actually do for us is beat Nader, not because I'm a Republican, no, but because that will eliminate one of Zahi Jarris's horses from politics, right? And that will, hurt him. That will hurt him. He has one of his main guy, Nader Sage, is his main horse in this political race that, or circus maybe, right? So that's why I'm actually supporting Mike Breen, so we can get Nader Sage up out of there, and then we can slowly get Breen up out of there. I don't care. He's to be assembly. Let him go somewhere. You know what I mean? Right? Let him go. So that's why I'm hoping that, Breen does win. I want to see Nader Sage up out of there. I'm sorry. Again, it's not about party, I should say, right? It's about Zahi Jarris. He is responsible for the success of the majority leader, Zahi Jarris, right? And he is also responsible for her failures. That's right. She has failed the people and is becoming almost annoyingly blatant. Yes. When some people want to be down with white rich people, they will make themselves look foolish, trying to fit in, trying to impress them and keep themselves relevant around them, right? And I wish I could explain it, right? Because I've seen this. And I'll be honest, I love my white brothers and sisters. It's not about that. I'm just saying that I've seen this in business often. I've seen people of color, want to be a rich white person, right? And they want to be in that rich white group, right? Nothing wrong with them, nothing at all. It's what's wrong is with the individual who wants to be in a group that he obviously is not really a part of because he's just not like them, right? It's like, an elephant trying to hang out with a bunch of zebras. You know what I mean? It's just like, yo, dude, you're an elephant. You're not a zebra. You know what I'm saying? And so now you got this big elephant trying to act like a zebra. It looks silly. And that is what the majority leader is doing. That's right. That is what she's doing. She's trying to fit in with these rich white developers, selling out our own people, calling people broke bitches. You broke bitches. As if she ain't broke. Well, maybe not anymore. Now that she's been selling out the people. Right? So I've seen this. I'm saying that I've seen blacks and Hispanics try to fit in by being a certain way, which they believe they have to be in order to be accepted by a group of whites that they're around. But to each his own. But sometimes they will join in on conversations which are negative about people of color. And I've seen this. They won't say anything sometimes, but they may agree. And they may even laugh about what's said. Yeah, and I've seen this, and it bothers me. It's bothering me. It's a weird thing to see. It's like a white kid, like who dresses down, right? Like, I've seen white kids, dress hood, I guess they try to say. They say, oh, you dress in black. That's not dressing black. He's just trying to dress like he's in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no talking white either. That's just talking like you're an educated person. But what bothers me is that when white individuals, I have this happen to me, will make comments about black people or minorities, and a minority trying to fit in will like be down with the conversation. And I'm like, that's not okay. That's not okay at all. And that's what I see the majority leader as being someone who does that. Because from my sources, she has referred to some of the other council people as broke bitches. I don't hang with them broke bitches. That's horrible. That's horrible. That's horrible. Do you know how many times I've had someone not Hispanic or black, right, make a racist comment? Notice that I didn't say white. I said not black or Hispanic because it's not only been white people, right? I've had people that are not white but not black or Hispanic make racist comments in front of me, and it bothered me. It bothered me. Right. One time I was in my conference room with a business associate of mine at the time, and a woman called us, a woman that was working for us. I'm speaking to her, and he was involved in the conversation, whatever. After we hung up, he goes, "Black people are stupid." She was a black female. I said, "What?" I said, "Don't ever say that to me again, or in front of me again." I said, black women and black people are not stupid. You're generalizing. I said, you're stupid for making such a general statement. I said, my wife is very intelligent and she happens to be black. I get very offended by it. But there are some individuals of color who will roll with that. That's right. I had a client one time. He says to me, well, actually, his wife was my client, but the husband. I come in, I'm waiting for his wife to come in. I was doing some work at the home, and she was in charge of the project. And he goes, "You're Puerto Rican?" I said, "Yes." Immediately, he goes, "You know what's the problem with black people?" No, I want you to tell me, white guy. Mind you, he was married to a Dominican woman who was darker than my wife, who is black. That bugged me out, right? And he goes, they're lazy. There's no father in the home. They're not taught this, that, and the third. And I said, dude, you're generalizing. You're so generalizing. And I will say something to them. I don't care if I lose the deal or not. I said, dude, you're generalizing. And really, I learned that it was more about the fact that the black players, because he was talking about his son and the basketball team that his son was on for the school, but he was more upset that his son wasn't as good as the black players. That's really what it was about. So he wanted to put them down in a certain, and he wanted me to join in. And I'm not. But there are some minorities that will to fit in to this group of individuals, usually a white group with money, right? They want to be in. They want to be in. And I have a feeling that is the majority leader. That is the majority leader. She wants to be down. She's selling out her people, killing the housing ordinance, doing nothing for the people, showing up to all these groundbreakings, rolling with the mayor everywhere. Why are you always with the mayor? Always rolling with the mayor. Who you want to be down with? Who you want to be? Majority leader. You're a black woman living in affordable housing. Your constituents, a lot of them are same, Hispanic, black. Many live in affordable housing or low-income housing. They needed this affordable housing, but you wanted to keep them out of the waterfront for your white developer friends. Not even, they're Jewish. I don't know if Jewish is counted as white. Jewish developer friends, huh, majority leader? They buy you another chain? They buy another pair of them poom-poom shorts? What they do for you? That you would sell out your own people. Sell out. Sell out. Sell out. Anyway, moving on. Shanae Williams, how you doing? How you doing? Shanae No Way Williams, someone who can't help but to make a comment about herself like, I was the one that came up with the 20% housing ordinance, and it was my baby. It's my baby, right? But you allowed Tasha the Terminator Diaz to kill your baby, and you have done nothing to introduce a revised one. So you're selling out as well. And you can totally see it in her. What are you going to do about your baby, Shanae? I just want to ask you that before I get up out of here. I was watching a video. She said it was her baby. She was criticizing John Rubbo. But yeah, you have done nothing. You haven't produced a revised housing ordinance. There's a housing crisis. People are getting evicted from the waterfront. I'm tired of driving through Getty Square, seeing people just crazy, out of their mind on drugs or having a mental health episode. I saw a guy today, panhandling right down Elm Street and Yonkers Ave with Nepperhan. And he was a bit scary in the way he was doing it. People were a little bit scared. And what are you guys doing? Panhandling is getting out of hand. I'm seeing more and more people. You guys are selling out your community, your own. Selling out. Anyway, I want just to talk about that really quick. Those individuals and just the city council. You guys do a horrible job. Your main job is the city budget. All week long, this week, I think even last week, they've been having city budget hearings. Different departments have been coming in. They've been going over the budgets of the different departments, and you guys don't know really what's going on. I could tell your questions suck. You don't seem to care about what the financial status of the city is. Why is there increases from last year in the spending in every department? Every department had an increase in spending from the year before. I don't know, maybe you could say the pandemic, I guess. I don't know. But then now they also need more money. Every department's come in and said they needed more money and requested more money for their departments. And what they all doing there? Are they allowed to leave their full-time jobs early to attend these meetings? Right? Man, they got it made in the shade, right? They got it made. They got it made. Anyway, two things stood out to me, again, at these city budget meetings. I try to catch them. One, every department's budget, as I said, has seen an increase in their spending from the previous year. And two, every department was requesting more money, right? So now, contrary to popular belief, or at least Tasha Diaz's belief, right? The city's budget is the number one priority, Tasha, not handing out food at Chicken Island, not handing out feeding Westchester's food. But you guys don't do that well. You don't ask questions. You don't ask thorough questions. You don't ask, why is it that we need an increase? Why was there an increase of spending? Why are these departments asking for more people? Why does the Yonkers Inspector General's office need multiple deputy inspector generals? How many deputy mayors do we need? I mean, you guys don't ask these questions. Where's the money going for all the lots that you guys approved to auction off? How much money does the city have in its bank account? I mean, these are questions that need to be asked. And that is your primary job as city council. Not giving out food or any other thing for free, attending fundraisers, attending events, none of that. Your job is the city budget. Figure out this housing crisis situation. Where's the ordinance at? Where's the ordinance at, Tasha? Where's the ordinance at, Shanae? Where's the ordinance at? And John Rubbo, you're done. You're not going to be mayor, man. But I know, they're going to go for a fourth term. So where's the referendum at that I hear is supposed to be written up against a fourth term or doing away with term limits? I hear that was supposed to be drafted. A referendum is a public vote. An individual is going to draft one up and have the residents here, voters of the city of Yonkers, vote whether or not they want to see term extensions, terms being extended. I didn't know we had kings and queens now. This is not a dynasty. Term limits were created for a reason, just like you have red lights, right? It's basically saying, hey, yeah, we have the red light, but you can go through them now. We're going to change the rule. Why? That's the reason why it's there. It's a point. Otherwise, they would never have term limits to begin with, right? There's a reason why, because we live in a democracy. We don't have, what do you call that? When you have kings and queens, I forget what you call it. The word escapes me, right? We don't have that here in city in America. So just look out for that. I believe that's what's going to happen. Wilson Kimball, I don't think you're going to go anywhere. You are the most famous mistress I know. No way. Who would vote for a mistress? Some of you judges, you guys have, to me, in my opinion, and any honest people opinion, have just totally discredited yourselves by associating yourself with certain individuals, pandering for votes. Right, you guys, I mean, I used to look at judges differently before I got into politics. Now I look at people so much different, elected officials, so differently I do. I have my different view on these individuals. Corrupt. I don't know what else to say. Corrupt. You guys don't do your jobs. You guys just want to be voted, want to be seen, want to make a little money, want to move on up. Next stop, Supreme Court, right? That's what the next step for you judges. That's right, folks. That's how our city of Yonkers is. So I want everyone to come out and vote this election. We're going to be doing voter registration drives. Again, I'll be announcing that soon. Latinos, I'm talking to you now specifically. We need to increase the voter registration among the Hispanic community, blacks as well, and whites, everybody. There's not enough registered voters here in the city of Yonkers. We need to increase the voter registration. And we need to come together as a city and decide who we're going to vote. Because otherwise, many of us won't be here next year or in the coming years, as the cost of living here in the city of Yonkers is going to go way up, taxes and everything else. So we have to come together and organize. I'm Freddie Vasquez. I'm out of here. Yeah, 54 minutes. Have a great night. Enjoy your Friday evening and the rest of your weekend. And again, you can always email me at politicwithfred@gmail.com. And folks, I'll be at the Puerto Rican Day Parade, June 5th. Come out, it's June 5th. Come out and celebrate, right? And let's have fun. I'm going to try to get in on the parade. I'm going to try to ride with the police in the back. I'm going to try to bring in the rear. Let's see if they let me. I'm going to roll up in the, one of those nice convertible cars, and I'm going to see if they let me come in the back, and hopefully I'll be there. But I'll be there either way. So come on out. It's June 5th, Parade and Festival. I want a lot of people to come out, right? So we can celebrate together. All races, everybody, come on out. Let's all celebrate together. I'm Freddie Vasquez. I'm out of here. Make sure you show up there. Peace out. Have a good night.
In another one, Mr. Rubbo lied to me. And I don't vote for a person that lied to me. Thank you very much.
Let's get it popping.
I am Freddie Vasquez. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. Thank you for watching the episodes. The one on the majority leader and the affordable houses is doing very well. A lot of views there. Please share. Dare to share. You want to win $100? You will be you could be the next $100 winner this month if you share the most. Share. I had a winner last month. I'm gonna have a winner this month. I'm gonna have a winner next month. Win money with Basement Politics right here. All you have to do is share the podcast. You share the most each month, you win the money. Right? So yeah, make sure you do that. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Let them know about Basement Politics. We're here to bring you news, information, honesty, transparency, right? Unfiltered, raw. How you doing, majority leader? Everything good? Everything Gucci? Everything Gucci? I mean, you still have a chance. You could start changing your ways. Start representing the people. You could join the movement. You want to join the movement? You want to be down with the right team? You want to be down on the right side of history? Or you're going to be Sandy Anabi Part 2? Which one is it?
Freddie wins. Fatality. Freddie wins. Fatality.
Be Sandy Anabi Part 2.
Freddie wins.
I can see it happening because if they investigate, that's what they're going to find. And John, Rubbo, you scared about that perfect solution? You scared about a perfect solution? John, if they investigate that, you probably go to jail, right? Would you go to jail, John, if they investigated a perfect solution? Probably so. Oh, man. The information that I have yet to release. Thank you to all the people that have helped me that are not from the city of Yonkers. I appreciate it. There are individuals that are not from the city of Yonkers that have no ties to the city of Yonkers that have resources. Thank you very much. Shout out to you guys. I wasn't just only in Yonkers my whole life. I was a lot of places. I met a lot of people. Brian Harrell doesn't believe me. Fucking loser. I'm Freddie Vasquez.
Freddie wins.
Some of you guys are going to jail.
Fatality. Freddie wins.
Fucking the wrong person. I want my permits and I ain't paying shit. Otherwise, I'm going to take you to court. We're going to put it all out there. Every fucking thing. All right? And then you guys are done.
Freddie wins.
That's right.
Fatality.
However you want to do it, any which way. That's why I'm not scared of either one of any one of you.
Freddie wins. Fatality. Freddie wins.
I'm not paying that $2,700. No way.
Freddie wins.
And I'm not paying anything under violations for that banner. I will see you in court.
Freddie wins.
Every which one of you. I'm going to all of you. From the guy at the beginning when I first walked into the building apartment all the way upstairs.
Freddie
Lawsuit.
wins. Fatality.
Not playing. So get your shit together. Get your shit together.
In another one, Mr. Rubbo lied to me. And I don't vote for a person that lied to me. Thank you very much.
Come on, give it to us straight.
Yeah, fuck that.
letting Helen off easy.
Are we doing interviews right now?
Yes, I sent that text message yesterday if you had any questions for the candidates.
Yes, but I thought it was going to be like after we went through the agenda, we would then do interviews. But I'm okay. I don't have any questions. I know.
Okay.
I think she's great. I think she'll be a great first deputy council.
You don't know what the hell to think.
Yes.
Okay. Letting Helen off easy.
In another one, Mr. Rubbo lied to me. And I don't vote for a person that...
You know, what is that sweet spot? Let's get it popping. We're going to leave it where it is. Let's vote on this. Let's get it popping. Like I said, political games that are being played. You could apply, like I said, political games that are being played. You could apply. Let's get it popping. You know, what is that sweet spot? Let's get it popping.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddie Vasquez.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddie Vasquez.
Herman, you know, what is that sweet spot? Where
Freddie wins.
I was raised in housing. I don't think you were. I want. No! I was raised in housing. I was raised in housing.
You were
I don't
raised in
think
housing and you killed the housing ordinance. You should be ashamed of yourself. You sell out. Check her bank account records. How much you spend on them chains? How much those Mr. T chains cost you? How about them sunglasses? How about them hairdos? How about the hair, the weaves? How much that cost? I know weave is expensive. Gotta watch who you be talking to, girl. Trying to talk about people's outfits. Like all of a sudden, you badass, huh? You badass. You at the point where you can now talk about people's outfits. Did you see your teeth? I should show you that picture with her teeth. Teeth looking like boulders.
Freddie wins.
Don't make fun of my Latinos ever again. I'm not even Latino.
Freddie
Wanna be
wins.
Latino. Wanna be
Fatality.
making fun of people's clothing, talking about $10 dresses, yo. Start a business, buy a house,
Freddie
own some
wins.
property.
Fatality.
You can't eat those chains.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
John, it's time to check yourself in.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
You know what I mean, John. It's time to check yourself in. And you too, Jose. No way, Jose. Why you think your face looking mean?
Freddie wins. Fatality.
You're out there in bars. People are taking pictures of you and sending them to me. Supposed to be working.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
Watch where y'all get the coke from. I know a lot of people.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
Careful. I grew up in the streets. No coke dealers. Careful. Maybe I should go somewhere outside of Yonkers.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
I'm coming for your head.